along. Moving along. All right. Kyla. Miss Kyla is up next. Let me tell you a little bit about her. I said her name right? Okay. Let me tell you a little bit about her before she comes up. She's a wonderful lady, too, even though I don't know her either. But I think she's lovely. She looks lovely. She looks wonderful. She's from Ann Arbor, A2 in the house. What? She's a freshman. Her major is fine art / illustration. And her favorite superhero is Catwoman. Rawr. All right, let's welcome Kyla Thomas to the stage.
Oh yeah. Candy Castle. So tonight, the story that I want to tell is something that is very personal to me, and it's almost been like a big dirty secret. One that has followed me my whole life, and one that has just now been something that I've been able to embrace and try to get over. So to begin, I'll tell you a little bit about myself as a child. When I was about 5 or 6, I don't know that age, I was obsessed with My Little Pony, Pokemon, every possible adorable thing. And I loved to be outside. I loved to get in the dirt. I didn't care. It was a wonderful time. And I wasn't really close with a lot of my family. I lived with my grandmother. And we went to go visit a distant aunt of mine. And, that day was like any other, but it was a day that I'll never forget. And I was alone at one point in the house, and everyone's, it's a family thing. So people are eating, watching TV, having conversation, and usually the kids just go off and play, and so that's what I did. And I was alone with I guess I'll just call him a distant family member. We'll just say that. And he molested me, and that was, thinking about it now, at the time, it didn't register as something as violating as it does now. And my mother had always taught me to speak up if something happens. If somebody hurts you, tell me, and I will do whatever it is that I need to do. And so I did that. I told her, and I told my aunt that was there, and I got the biggest slap in the face. My aunt told me that I didn't know what I was talking about and that I was too young to know what something like that was. Now, no. And that was the first wall that I hit. And that was when the shame came along and the feeling like I was a dirty person and what happened to me was my fault. That it was something that I did when I was, again, let me reiterate this, 5 or 6? And I believed that for years. And I didn't tell my grandmother until I was about 13. No, not 13. Actually, it wasn't until high school. My junior year is when I told her. And it was one of the hardest things that I had ever had to tell her. And I cried, and she cried, and it was, it was pretty bad. But then, after I had talked to her about it and after I had said it, it felt like a relief to finally get this big thing off of my chest. And that's when, I started to feel like I wasn't a bad person and it wasn't my fault. And that I didn't have to walk around carrying all this shame and all this pain because of something that someone else decided to do. And I think that in this society in particular, we put a lot of shame on people who've gone through similar things or worse. And I don't think we need to do that. I think it's disgusting, for one thing. And I also think that it's counterproductive for helping people to recover. And for me, it's taken long. It's taken a long time. It's an everyday thing. And this is the first time I've talked about it to a lot of people, but I felt like it applied to leaps and bounds, because I think we all go through something. You know, it may not be that specifically, but some event where you hit a wall and you think that it's something you did, or maybe if I would have done this, but in the end, you know, that's not true, and you can move from it. And it may take time, and you need support, and you need people to listen to you, and I was lucky enough to have that. And I've met other people who've experienced similar things, and I've made connections, and I've been able to rise up from that and own it as an event in my life. I hate that it happened, but it's not something that I would want to erase, because I wouldn't be who I am today without it. So I guess that's it. Thank you.